Warriors Unite! Back with another episode of Vega Warriors 2 in the 1% Club. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are on your purposes. Hope you guys are conquesting yourselves first, then conquesting everything around you as the Bible talks about. We're supposed to be dominion. Everything around us is dominion of us. We're supposed to be the leaders. I don't see a lot of that going on, though I will say things hopefully are changing. But we need more leaders out there that are real men, not the ones that we're talking about or are, simpy, wimpy types of men who, are more beta men, more feminine. We need more masculine males out there. So I appreciate you guys contacting and listening. Let's do a couple of shout outs. We're going to talk about love today in a second. We'll talk about love. So let's go through this. Funnyanimalsworld, thank you, my friend. Conscious Yuta from Africa, thank you, my friend. Thanks for checking in. Blackpillaudrius, thank you, my friend. 2 of them for him. Exfranzskster, thank you, my friend. Youngesaitdabachi, I think so. I may have said that wrong, but thank you, my friend. Knowledge Harvester, of course. One of our God the Gladiator, one of our typical people. Thank you. Unknown Gamer, thank you. Shedowyshutterbug, thank you, my friend. The Andrewmcnehs, thank you. 9 months, congratulations, keep it up. And if I mispronounce your name, I'm trying the best I can. Some of these names are a little more difficult for me than others, but thank you. Oleg, thank you, my friend. Badwaymusic, 25 days, keep it up. Now, this is a little bit older, so hopefully you guys have a lot more days than that going on, so I appreciate that. Sultanjob, thank you. Frederick Zimakoff, thank you, my friend. Bad Boy, thank you. Ben, SPLN3C, thank you. Nature Boy, thank you. Pink Energy, thank you. Valfasmacernius, thank you. From Denver, the great city. I love Denver. Kiss the Forest, thank you. I love that name. Kiss the Forest, right? Kiss the Forest is wonderful. Curveyshrine, thank you. Look younger, thank you, my friend. You, especially when I'm not shaved, I kind of look a little bit better or worse. I'm not sure if it's better or worse, but thank you guys for the comments. I appreciate that. Matriculated 2, thank you. And 3001 Narrowpath. I appreciate all the great comments, guys. And again, keep it up. No matter if you're 1 day, 25 days, and some of them 300 days, keep going, my friends. Everything is a great accomplishment. Every day is a new day to a great warrior. So I want to make sure I emphasize that. Great job, Badwaymusic. I appreciate that. Good job. Keep going. We had another person doing 9 months. Andre as well, thank you. Great job. Keep it up, and I appreciate that as well. So, all right, so at the 2-minute and 45-second mark, let's go ahead and talk about what is love under semen retention. Now, first, and this goes back to the Hermit, talked about this. I think Hoang Giang, and I hope I pronounced it right. I have a lot of tough names today. Hoang Giang, thank you, the Hermit, had a great topic called What is Love? And what is love under semen retention? So let's go back and take a look at this for a second and examine what we're talking about here. So you may be surprised, but love is different with men and women. It's not the same. Now, love is a sense of belonging to somebody, to something, to the point where if you're not there, you miss that person or you're missing something. Now, in many cases, we've over the years associated this with people who are real people, right? Or, missing a person because they're not here and you're in love with this person. You want to be with that person all the time. All those type of things that you want to have in a relationship because you're part of that person, right? Now, that is something we grew up with. The old Disney model, I call it, the prince and the princess. The fact that you need a person and you kind of form one, as God's talking about, and that's a good thing. But from a mental standpoint, you can't lose your identity with that person. And unfortunately, what's happened to a lot of men over the years is the fact that they lose their identity with that woman they're with. And so they become love enthralled to the point where they're focusing on something different. Now, interesting enough, we talk about energy and semen retention here. It is very fascinating to me to kind of see the difference in what I see as love between men and women. Now, this is just my opinion, but let's kind of go through it a little bit and kind of share you what I think about this. So I fell in love many times over the years, and the trouble with that is that It is a feeling of missing something, right? You're not complete unless you have that. And I didn't realize, because I was releasing and losing my energy and losing all my nutrients, I was moving further away from God, that what I was really missing was those things, that energy, not the person necessarily. And let me give a good example of this. When women, men, and this has kind of been documented in observations, things like that, and people responding to surveys and things like this over the years, that when a woman falls in love, they fall in love after the art of making love. Most of them do, right? It's not until that point. Now, they'll miss you, but they miss you because of the energy. And I see this all the time with people who text and information. You wonder why they're missing you. Now, they could be lying, of course, but a lot of times they're missing you because of the energy level you have. Something in your voice, something in your demeanor and how you act, your confidence level is what they're wanting. They're wanting your energy because they don't have the kind of energy men do. Now, they do have it at a lot of the times at parts of the month, but because of the period, all the things they're having, they lose a lot of that energy, testosterone energy, and they have estrogen, but it's not the same type of energy you have. That's why you have a masculine energy, a feminine energy. So they are really looking and drawing themselves to that masculine energy. So when they say love is because you have given something to that woman, and sometimes releasing with that woman, and now she has something that is part of your energy. So she misses that a great deal. And she can sense that even when you're not having intercourse. She senses the energy she's looking for. And that's why women can chase you around, which should be chasing you around. You should not be chasing women around. They will chase you around because you have that energy, especially if you're holding on to your energy and you're going through a lot of retention and you're transmuting energy. All of a sudden you look like a different person. I'll be 64 in June, and I feel like I'm 25. So to me, that obviously is what, people are looking at and sensing, because there's no reason for them to look as a 64-year-old man and say, okay, well, this guy, he's an old man, right? But it's the energy level, and it goes all the way back to that retention, that basically saying you're keeping your attention, and so God is making you a stronger person, a more confident person, and that comes out. Now, where does men fall in love? Men fall in love when they start doing things for women. Men are basically givers. We give, we protect, we provide, we give. Men love building things. Men love, being that masculine protector. That's what it's all about for men. Because they give, they are attaching themselves to that person they give. And so a woman knows that if they are in that feminine mood and they need things done, they know the male will help them and the male will fall in love with them. The female, obviously, sometimes if they're not really sleeping with the man, they may not fall in love with the man. They may be using the man, or vice versa, right? But the thing is most cases, women fall in love when they actually have intercourse and they're receiving energy from that male, because the male now is part of that female. So this is when it becomes really interesting, because if you're on retention, you become a highly attractive person, no matter what your age. You guys in your 20s, if you can do this kind of stuff over time, you have a million opportunities. Now, obviously, a lot of women in their 20s, they have opportunities galore as well. They have lots of opportunities. But they will, at some point, kind of start making the decisions and deciding who they want to be with. So if you're focusing on yourself in your 20s, and you're focusing on yourself in your 30s, and you're building your operation, your career, yourself, your spiritual aspect, your intellectual aspect, your physical aspect, you will become a high-value male. And the women go for those high-value males. Why wouldn't they be? Right? It would make perfect sense if they're looking for the best mate they can. Now, this is subconscious, of course, but they look for the best mate. I mean, you go back to whether or not you believe in Darwin's evolutionary theories, natural selection, they will pick subconsciously the best male they can find, right? and that male is also wanted by all kinds of females, well, that even drives that female more, because now it's a matter of, I will get this male over all these other females, right? And so they look for that kind of stuff. So women are wired a lot different than men are. Men are focusing on, trying to provide, protect. The females are more focusing on looking at, how can I nurture a family? How can I focus on things that are more important than just, intercourse, things like that. They're looking at family, they're looking at nurturing, they're looking at developing things so that they become someone who is running the generations, family for the next generations to come. So females tend to look at things in a different way. And so if you're looking at this idea of love, you have to kind of think to yourself, okay, what does love really mean to me in semen retention? Well, because males tend to react more to giving things, you have to be careful that when you're on semen retention, you're looking at the situation almost in the same way. You're going to provide, you're going to help people, but because you have retention, you're not going to be as willing to go out of your way to help people unless you're getting something back. And what I mean by getting something back is you have a person who's going to help you and maybe form a relationship with you and helping you achieve your goals in some ways. And that's what this all comes back down to, is the fact that you're creating a win-win. Do not let females in your life unless there's a particular reason why you're doing it. If you're trying to create friends, if you're trying to have a partner, all those things are fine as long as you're not wasting time. Don't waste time on communication with women unless you've got some purpose in mind. And the purpose may be just to create friends or learn how to communicate with women. All those things could be purposes, but always find in your back of your mind that you're trying to focus on having, learning something and achieving a goal. And the achieving the goal is the most important thing. So if you're on retention, you're not falling in love as easily. What you're doing is basically kind of developing yourself. Now, you will love God more, and you'll focus more on the Lord, and that's great. The more you do that, the better off you're going to be anyway. So love comes in with that. But if you're talking about love with other people, that's going to be harder to find until you find someone who's willing to be in your plans and someone who's going to look at you. Now, they're going to come after you, especially if you're on retention. And now you have to make the choice of which type of person do you want. Because having multiple women who want to drain you is just as bad as, releasing itself. So you don't want to do that. You want to go ahead and say, okay, how can I find those individuals or that individual that's going to go ahead and help me with my goals? And that's the key. So I think it's a good question, because a lot of times we do fall in love. And so what is love? And in the case of this, the love comes from the fact that you are, as a male, protecting and providing for females. And that gives you that sense of caring. Now, if you're releasing, the type of love we're talking about more is being desperate. And I think there's a lot of people who release a lot and they become more simpish and they become more feminine as they release more. The more you can hold on to your energy, the more masculine you become, the less you need having love, the less you need all those things. You don't need people. See, the thing I've learned under semen retention, and I have a wife of 31 years and family, kids, and lots of female, people I associate with, in work and friends, all that kind of stuff. I don't need any of that, to be honest with you. And with the Lord especially, I don't need any kind of money or anything like that either. Because inside now, I'm learning through all the retention, all this inwardly, is that the peace comes from within. Now, I'm also 63 and I'm older, so I've been through lots of experiences. So you young guys, you're gonna work through this yourself as you get older. But the thing is that the more that I get, the less that I need. And I think that's what, the Bible talks about, being a rich man, being someone who cannot differentiate between what's important materially and what's important spiritually. And the spiritual part is more important. And once you're spiritually aligned with God, then all this other stuff doesn't matter. You could have naked women running in front of you. It doesn't matter, right? You're not going to respond to it because that doesn't faze you anymore. That doesn't give you that sense of you're missing something. But the thing is, what you really want to do is find things that are going to help you grow within the Lord. And they're going to allow you to accomplish your purposes. And what is your purpose? And that's the key. And maybe one day we'll do one on, goal setting and things like that. But that's an interesting question. And you have to kind of examine all sides of this before you actually kind of decide, am I really falling in love? Or is it just a physical type of thing? And with retention, you're not going to have the physical type of thing because you're conquering yourself. The physical temptations are not as strong. And so now you become this, looking at this person, thinking, is this person somebody I really want to talk with and be with? And that's the important part. So again, Hoang Giang, thank you. The Hermit, thank you for your comment. I appreciate that. And, I appreciate that. And it's a great comment and great to kind of see us talking about a topic that I think is important because a lot of people talk about love, but they really, as far as retention goes, it kind of gives us a clear separation of what love is. And love is ambiguous type of term. And it really is ambiguous when it comes to retention, because when you're in retention, you don't really need people. I mean, yes, it's nice to procreate and have a child, but you don't really need people because you have the inner peace. No matter what happens to you, you're happy and peaceful, which is how I feel. And I love my wife, family, all that kind of stuff. But I don't need that to survive. If I lost all that and God took all that, I would still be happy. Now, yeah, would I obviously grieve and things like that? Of course. But bottom line is that I would still be happy enough to survive and move forward. And I think that's the key. When you depend on something so much that's part of your life, you lost control over that, right? You don't want to lose control. You want to have that control within, self-control, that it's only you and God. God is the one, your creator is the one that you have this with. And that's important. So again, thank you, my friend, for a great comment. I appreciate that. And until next time, we'll talk about losing the spike the longer you go. Anda Booster had a good topic here. So we'll talk about that one next. And so until next time, my friends, I hope you guys have a great day. I'm on a little bit of vacation here, so I'll try to do as many as I can. Hope you guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you guys next time. And always remember two things. Every day is a new day to a great warrior, and you guys are all great warriors. And again, my friends, keep battling, because we got to continue to fight that devil, and that temptation's always around the corner. So we always have to continue to battle on! Have a great day, my friends. Have a great day.